All right, drone video for whoa, looked like a hawk just flew across the screen. We'll have to rewatch that at some point. That was kind of cool. Um, Lost my train of thought. Drone video for, yes, Panther Hollow tract. Tract 20, one of the larger tracks out here, and one of the tracks with direct frontage on Bryant Creek. Its entire north side actually borders Bryant Creek for a little over 400 feet. The road you see there, that's the gravel road that borders the southwest side of the property. We're looking basically northerly. The property's on the right, heavily wooded, has a private driveway that goes back to two separate sites that are set well back from the road. I mean, we're talking 500 or 600 feet back from the road. We're a couple hundred feet up, so you can't really see the driveway, but as we head, northeasterly, I guess you'd say, very quickly, there is a driveway down there in the trees. And at off to the far right, that's going to be the second site on the property. And in just a minute, we'll be coming up on the first site. So this first site was created, by the way, did you see that view off to the north? I mean, this is like heart of the Ozarks. This is awesome. And this is a fall video. This site had been created fairly recently before this video was taken. So it looks kind of just like, I guess, dirt. But that's because it is a recent site, and I would sure assume that by this spring or summer that's all going to be green. They left a couple nice tall trees right in the site. They do that if the site's big enough. Our guys do. Just gives you, some shade if you're coming into camp or whatnot. So now we're looking more or less southerly. But we haven't even made it to the north end of the property yet, and we haven't even seen the second site. The second site is had existed already, and it's basically mostly a natural glade type area. So you'll see the short grass, you'll see the cedar trees, and those are good tip-offs that it's an actual glade area. The white truck is parked on that second site, and it's just, I don't know, 100 feet or so, couple hundred feet past the first site, but both of those sites are on the property. The second site is larger. Both of the sites are fairly level. The south and the middle part of the property fairly level, and then as we drift northerly, you're going to see it slope down steeply to Bryant Creek. So Bryant Creek is an extremely popular creek in the Ozarks, one of the probably 3 or 4 most popular creeks in the Ozarks, along with the North Fork River and the Jacks Fork River. This is toward the headwaters of Bryant Creek, so this is up by the Cedar Gap Conservation Area. In fact, that's just less than 2 miles away, I believe, and that's several hundred acres of additional public land. That meadow that you see on the right, that is on the other side of the creek. That's not on the property, but the creek is down there tucked into the trees, and since this is up more toward the start of Bryant Creek, you can see water in the creek. But it's not something where you're likely to be able to really fish, all year. There may be a couple times throughout the year where it could potentially even not have any water running. Just about every time we've been out there has been. We get some crazy noises here in the office. And we may have some photos of that northern part of the creek. It's absolutely gorgeous, though, for sure. Sorry about the interruption. We had the office dog that just really needed to go out, I guess. So we let him out, and now we're good to go. So quite a bit of mature timber on this property, mostly hardwood trees. Red oak, white oak, but you're sure to find many different species. If you've been looking around in the Ozarks, it's extremely hard to find anything on a named river or creek, especially Bryant Creek or one of the big ones. I mean, it's just very unusual. So now we're looking, let's see, southeasterly. You can see about where the creek is at the base of the hill. Property sits on the right. So, as we mentioned earlier, and you can check out the topo map on the listing page, on the northeastern part of the property where it actually drops down to the creek, that's going to be steep. Not sure if you could really call it a bluff. I don't know if it's a, I don't think it's a drop, but it's steep. I mean, if you wanted to walk down it, you'd have to get a trail or something going kind of diagonally. Um, but the property's several hundred feet wide, so you'd likely have space to do that. The dimensions are great. I mean, it sits nicely. It's, I believe, about 440 feet wide, and then goes back from the gravel road for about a quarter mile. So good dimensions, lots of privacy. Power is very nearby. In fact, I think it's just a couple hundred feet to the east. And of course, you've got the Cedar Gap Conservation Area within just a mile or two. That's additional hunting and recreation land if you want to use it. Although with a property this size in this area, I mean, you're going to have deer and wild turkey on your property, even if you don't do any kind of food plots or feeders or anything like that. That's a pretty nice shot of the area. It is so pretty out here. So this property, you'd have the potential, obviously, to use the existing sites, you know, if you wanted to build a home or a cabin. But it's a big tract. I mean, this is over 16 acres in size. If you wanted something that, you know, could have a view of the kind of the river valley, I guess you'd say, you could go more toward the northeast part, toward where it really started to slope down, and potentially build there, and maybe have a view of the creek and the meadow on the other side of the creek. Very, very pretty. So this would be about, I don't know, 45 miles east of Springfield, Missouri. It's just a few miles south of Highway 60, and there's the white truck that's parked on the bigger of the two sites as we fly back to the south or southwest. And we're just kind of looking around as we go. And that's going to be the newer of the two sites, or the site that was created. The other site where the truck is parked is really just in existence already. It's a beautiful natural site. And until about 6 months ago, we would come in from the south. So we would go to Mansfield, go south on the highway, come over, and then go to the north to get to Panther Hollow. And there was a road that came in from Highway 60, and it was a county road, but it hadn't been maintained by the county for about 15 years. The county has now basically started to maintain that gravel road that comes in from the north by the Cedar Gap Conservation Area. And that's a quicker way to get to the property. Look at that. That is gorgeous. So we're looking basically northerly over the property. Heavily wooded. I mean, 99% wooded. It's a gorgeous property. But now coming in from the north is quite a bit quicker. You'd still want a four-wheel drive. I mean, anything on a county road or a gravel road or anything like that, you do want a four-wheel drive, just because no one can control the weather. And if we get you know, quite a bit of rain or inclement weather, having that four-wheel drive is awesome, and it gives you a little extra clearance as well, which is great. We ran out of video here, but yeah, check out the listing page. Big tract at Panther Hollow, very special one with the power next to it, with the frontage on Bryant Creek, with the existing sites, the long private driveway, the big mature timber. It's got a lot going for it. So check it out. If you have any questions, just let us know. If it's available on our website, it will be available with complete owner financing, like everything that we sell on our website. If you have any questions about that, just give us a shout. We would love to talk to you.